Hey guys, it's Ashley from Bookaholics Anonymous, and this is another book talk for The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. So I decided to read this book, one, because I enjoyed her first novel, which was Everything, Everything. Yeah. And because I wanted to see the movie, and I didn't want to see the movie before I read the book, which might have been a mistake because I think I read some reviews or something where the movie was good, but if you've read the book, then it was not so great. So, what can I say? I wanted to read it anyways. So, it is basically, if you don't know, about a boy and a girl who meet for the first time and kind of spark this relationship or fall in love within 24 hours. So, it's been done before, but whatever. There are definitely different aspects of this book that I enjoyed and I didn't enjoy so much. So I pretty much gave you like the briefest of summary about it, but it's really about, I believe her name is Natasha. So Natasha is a daughter of parents who are undocumented immigrants from Jamaica, I believe, and they've been living in the U.S. For like, I want to say 8 or 9 years, somewhere around that time. And one night her dad has that kind of a run-in with police officers, and he says some things he shouldn't have said, and which is now getting his family and him deported back to Jamaica that night or whatever. And so Natasha is trying throughout the day to find kind of a loophole and try to get her and her family where they can stay in the U.S. and she doesn't have to leave everything she knows behind in all this. And that's kind of where she ends up meeting Daniel in the thick of things. And Daniel is I believe, a Korean American guy who he's the second son of the family. His older brother kind of quit and dropped out of a big fancy school where he was going to become a doctor or something like that, and so now his mom and his dad are kind of pushing him towards being what his brother wasn't and trying to push him towards these bigger schools. I can't remember exactly which schools and stuff, but he's got a interview with a college person. I'm not really sure. And so he is kind of on his way to this interview, and this is where he meets Natasha. So he's on the bus trying to look for signs as to what God kind of wants him to do, I guess, or what he needs to do, or what he's supposed to do. And he sees this girl go into a music store, kind of watches her, and then once stuff in the music store happens, they leave, and then he sees her again on the corner of a street, gonna crosswalk, and she almost gets hit by a car, and he somewhat saves her. So that's kind of where the story starts, with their day. And just, I mean, the premise is so far-fetched. I mean, it's not like I don't believe in the whole love at first sight thing, but it's just like every little thing that happens to them, they keep meeting up and they keep connecting. And I do love the cute little love story between them, or trying to watch Daniel persuade Natasha to believe in love and believe in this fate and all this stuff. And then throughout the story, you have Natasha and Daniel's point of view, but then you also have like shorter chapters of just random, like not random, but they're random kind of to me. Random things, like there's stories that tell about each of their parents. There's a couple that talk about keep just getting Natasha and Daniel. There's like a couple of pages about the lawyer that Natasha sees for trying to get her out of this deportation thing. There's a chapter about the lawyer's receptionist. There's a chapter about the train conductor who kind of starts him looking for signs. There's Irene, who is a security guard in a building that Natasha walks into. And there's a chapter here called Hair, an American African history, because Daniel's family owns like a beauty supply store, and just some of the most random chapters. And maybe they help the story. I mean, personally, I didn't see some of the chapters helping. I can understand Natasha's dad's chapter, because it kind of explains why he is the way he is towards his kids. And even understand the chapters with the lawyer, the chapter with his receptionist, the chapter with the Irene chick, because it shows how all of their stories are intertwined and connected to Daniel and Natasha's story. And we see that more at the end, where the end kind of wraps up. So, okay. It makes sense, but I don't know. Personally, I would have liked to read more and learned more about Natasha and Daniel. Or I would have rather got more of a in-depth ending, because the ending, it was the 24 hours. The ending kind of happened for them too, and then the last couple of chapters were like this epilogue. where they just kind of went from the end of high school to 10 years later or something, and I'm just like really, that's how, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the ending at all. I mean, I didn't like I'm gonna say this, I liked the ending because it happened and we got that closure I think that we wanted, but then it wasn't that kind of closure that I wanted, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I'm going with, guys. If you read it, let me know what you think about it, what you think about the ending. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought about the movie. Bye, guys.